guys read the title, so I already assume you know what's going on. Obviously, I'm seeking a redemption visit for the absolute tragedy that was my last time here, where it was supposed to be a late celebration for National Roller Coaster Day, but I was only able to get one coaster ride the entire day, that being Boss, right before it went down for weather. So, as you can expect, I am seeking redemption today by getting on that again, and I just did Screaming Eagle, first ride of the day, front row Blue Train Zen ride. Very slow though, so didn't get a ton of air time. I'm definitely gonna have to come back to that one later. I am heading down towards the Boss to see if I can get a trimless ride on that. So, let's head down there. Maybe also try Rookie, because I was gonna do that after I got on the Boss before that went down. So, let's head down towards this direction. And of course, make sure you guys watch the end so you can see all of how today goes. Just got first ride of the day, front row on Boss, Yellow Train. That was one of the most interesting ride experiences I've ever had on this thing because it was a slow train. In case you guys aren't familiar, oftentimes the crew at the Boss needs to load a certain amount of people into the train in order for it to be sent out. They needed 7 people to ride it today. So I was on the first train. It went so slow around the train in the mid-course. So you got the train going up into there now. Let's see, this might trigger a slow train alert, which no, that's going fast enough for it to not trigger. But in the event of a slow train, it goes around the turn in the mid-course way too slow, and some beeping sound can be heard in the station. I knew we had a slow train ride because we were going like 1 mile an hour around the turn in the mid-course. So it was by far the slowest I've ever seen. As you can expect, it was an easy trimless ride. Like I knew there was no way in heck it wasn't slowing down. So that was a crazy experience. And then I saw the purple train cycle empty after my first ride. It did the same thing. So let's watch the purple train as it goes around the turn into the mid-course, and you'll see if it triggers a slow train alert or not. Into the mid-course right now, so let's see if it triggers the slow train alert. You guys will be able to tell if there's some loud beep in the station. No, nothing this time, but you can see it's going pretty slow. That should be trimless if I'm not mistaken, and yep, it absolutely was. So I will go ahead and put a clip on screen now of a slow train that I happened to capture on Boss in 2022. In that video, you'll hear the beep that goes off when the train goes around the turn in the mid-course so slow, so you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. Joker's still closed, unfortunately, so I'm not going to be able to ride it again this visit. I heard it should be open in the next few weeks, though, which the Ace event Daredevil Days is in a couple weeks, that's when I'm recording this, so hopefully it's back open by then. Anyway, let's take a spin on Rookie Racing. myself saying, at least not for the foreseeable future, is that Rookie Racer is rough. That thing is one of the smoothest rides ever. To be fair, it is next gen Vekoma, so that kind of explains it, and hence why my ride experiences on rides like Sirens, Curse, and Big Bear Mountain have also been glass smooth. So I'm really glad that Rookie Racer is a smooth coaster, because it's something that the whole family can enjoy. Let's go take care of some business down in Justice League, and then also get some rides on Mr. Freeze, which that was gonna be my first coaster ride last time I was here, but that went down for weather right when I got in the station. So let's hope things turn out better this time. Cycle I just took of Mr. Freeze, it looked like it was a completely empty train, yet it was still running fabulously, so I'm super excited for this. I've also noticed that we have some more FredFest decorations up, which, as of when this is being recorded, FredFest is a couple weeks away, and I know by the time this video comes up, I imagine it'll be the off-season, because I'm so behind. So, thanks to my hard drive corrupting recently, and the fact that I've been so busy with life, I haven't been able to get around to editing as much content. Like, I'm trying to get my Great America vlog out, and that was shot well over 2 months ago, so I apologize for seeing this really late, but what else can I say? My hard drive has another plan for me. We also got this guy, I don't even know what you call him, but he was not here last week, so I'm intrigued to see what other changes have been made throughout the park in terms of FredFest. Seems like these wooden fences were also just added, so it seems like these will be where the scare actors will hide behind and then jump out at people. The same can be said for this particular prop here, which I don't even know what you call this. It looks like some gigantic chair with an eyeball on it. That's pretty much the best way I can describe this thing. Let's take care of some business here on Justice League. I'm obviously not trying to shoot for any milestone because I'm nowhere close to 2,500. Plus, I just did the ridiculous 100 Max Challenge fairly recently, which I recommend you check out that vlog if you haven't already to see how that went down. But I have no desire to do another die-hard grind on this for the foreseeable future. rides on Justice League, including a double max on the second ride, and then I did 2 rides on Mr. Freeze front and back, and it was running exceptional. Something kind of cool that happened when I got off my second ride on Freeze, I ran into the person running the social media for this park. I've never ran into them before, so they told me that they just started working for the social media team the day before this is being recorded. I was showing her some of the cool areas in this park to get shots. Like I showed her the extended queue for Freeze, going into Thunder River's queue to get shots of Freeze, and then up towards Pandemonium. So it's so cool that I was able to help out the social media team of this park by finding some cool shots for them. Let's get back on Justice League and then maybe head over towards American Thunder. Just got off of American Thunder front row blue train. It was probably the roughest coaster of the day, which I think is saying a decent amount because Boss wasn't smooth either. I would say Screaming Eagle was actually the smoothest of the three Woodies today, which that's kind of ironic because for the most part I found that to be the roughest of the three this year. American Thunder's still good though. I got some good airtime on it, but I don't know. It definitely wasn't as good as some of my other rides on this year. I do want to try Boss and Screaming Eagle again because I know Screaming Eagle especially was running slower this morning. I wanted to give that another go. So we'll do that after we do Justice League and Colossus. The big pre-show screen was working earlier. Not sure what happened to it now though. Colossus, as well as the second ride on Boston Screaming Eagle, and I thought both were better than earlier. I'm going to be heading out of here around 5, so we don't have too much time until I got to head out, but I'm going to go get a few more rides on Justice League and then call it a day. Typical Justice League breaks down on my last ride, but that was still a fun experience though. When I was riding it with 5 people who, I think it was the first time on it, they were acting all crazy, which that comes with a ride breaking down in LexCorp. That made for a memorable last ride of the day, so I have no complaints. My final ride count from today was 12 on Justice League, 2 on Boss, Mr. Freeze, Rookie Racer, and Screaming Eagle, and then 1 on American Thunder and Colossus. In terms of highlights, that last ride on Justice League was something else. Running into the social media manager for this park was cool. Overall, I wouldn't say I have any complaints with all the rides I got on the day. And of course, this nice weather. I mean, this is like by far the nicest weather I've seen here in quite some time. And before I close out this video, please be sure to leave a like if you haven't done so already. Be sure to comment what you enjoyed about this video and be sure to share it with someone else you may know. If you're new to the channel, likely so, please consider subscribing for more content like this. I'd appreciate you subscribing and turn the bell on so you get notified every time I upload a new video. I also have an Instagram account for the pictures I take whenever I visit a park, so be sure to check me out there as well. Be the link in the description. As for my next vlog, Daring Double Days is just around the corner, but before then, I will be doing a weekend trip over Labor Day, and the first part on that trip is Holiday World, so stay tuned for that. Until then, I'll see you later.